Okay, we are live. We shall do an audio check in a moment. Yeah, I think चालू है. I think we're good to go. Yep, audio check.
Hello, hello.
Perfect. Right. All right. Hello and welcome everyone to the Indian Racing League Season 12 finale here under the lights in Abu Dhabi. It is a championship decider. The Drivers' Championship is up for grabs. 15 points separate the top three. Leading the way is I'm Rahul at 161 points, if I'm not wrong. And following him is his teammate F17, 8 points behind him, and an option in the Williams is in P3, 15 points behind him. I am, as has been the case for most of the season, Jifsima here. Joining me is Malav. Hello, Malav.
Hello, Chips. Very good evening. And yes, we do have a title decider on our hands at the traditional season finale in Abu Dhabi. So, should be fun. Abu Dhabi and Mercedes always go well together when it comes to making some good content for Netflix. As I see the Mercedes starting their laps in unison,
Yep.
F17 leading the way, and I think Rahul just a few mini sectors behind him.
Yes, indeed. So it'll be interesting to see how their quali pace stacks up in comparison to their race pace. I think we'll keep a note for that. I think Malav, you may have been there. I wasn't there when this iconic event happened, but Suraj F17 here has a very specific clip associated with him at Abu Dhabi. So I am going to bring that
Yes.
up. Of course, I was going to bring that up. So do you think that the pursuit of trying to get pole may see him repeat that endeavor? Because if I'm not wrong, he was on a very good lap on that occasion as well.
Yeah,
So,
he was, and it was a guaranteed pole because he was the only one on softs. The we had custom weather on, so the entire quali session was wet, or at least intermediate tires, and then we had just a bit of a respite towards the end of the session where he was only guy who was on the softs. Was I think probably purple to the first two sector before. This is the exact corner
yep,
which is just navigating now. Of course, it has been reprofiled since then,
yes,
where he took a bit too much of, cut a bit too much of the track, and yeah, the rest is history as we see from multiple screenshots. As he does put a 23.3 on the mediums versus on the softs versus Rahul on the mediums is faster by 3 tenths. I'm not sure what kind of fuel loads the Mercedes pair are carrying, but you can see the top three on the medium. So yeah, it's a bit strange to see, but I guess Abu Dhabi, of course, is a track which eats tires for breakfast. So the
yes.
drivers would want to probably keep one soft tire set, maybe for the race. I'm not sure if it's the best decision, but yeah, I think there's a very good compliment for you, Chips, in the comment section.
Yes,
So I would love for you to read it out aloud for people who might have missed it.
I'll, I shall be gracious and I'll just accept it. I'll say thanks to Abhinav, Charles Leclerc, our wonderful steward here, one of the wonderful stewards. We have
Yeah,
had
and
amazing
best
good time.
and best friend of Mr. Yash Gosalia.
Oh
If
yes,
there's anyone who can bait someone into an argument, I haven't seen anyone do that as well as Abhinav does when it comes to Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. But
indeed.
that being said, Nushan, by the way, is still in the pits, as we saw, I think, last weekend as well. So it's not one to really put in the lap times in the college sessions. So I don't know if he plans to come out maybe towards the end of the session, just doing that one run. But interestingly, the likes of Suraj and Rahul, who are usually at the top of the leaderboard when it comes to qualifying, and most of the times in the race as well, are not there yet.
Indeed. I was actually going to mention one more thing. Like, given that we have the likes of Natsumer and Ufix racing with us tonight, the likelihood of these drivers, the top three, winning the race would be a little lower because they have very tough competition with them. But honestly, given Rahul's pace at the moment, it doesn't seem like an uncertainty that we may see
Yeah,
some
that is
challenges.
correct. And speaking of Sumer and VFX, both of them have, while they're still in the pits, but both of them have pitted a set of new soft tires. So this should be
Yes.
fun, and expect a few more people to drop into the 122s now, considering there will be some amount of track evolution. We've already passed the almost the halfway mark, not there yet in terms of this qualifying session. But I was just checking with Caesar before we started this session, Chips, and I don't remember if there was ever a time in IRL history where three people were in the contention of the championship with only one round to go. So that ways, I think it's been an interesting season. I want to say Rahul has missed a round or two, but I'm not 100% sure. Yes, in fact, Rahul has missed one round. Can't say the same for
Yep.
Suraj and Nupshan. They have been attending all races. So Rahul still leads by 7 points. So this should be an interesting race, but yes, it's an uphill battle for the likes of Nupshan, especially considering his 15 points off the lead. But anything can happen. It's Abu Dhabi. A late safety car could change the complexion of the race, or a first lap incident could really topple all your plans.
Yes, indeed. We know that Abu Dhabi is no stranger to late safety car. As Malav, we have some people have questions about your choice of what do you call it? Snack, nashta. Right now while
Snacks.
watching the race. Yeah,
Well, I'm a Gujarati, so we don't call it snacks, we call it snakes.
snakes. Huh?
But no bhujia, Jin. I think you might not be able to hear what I'm saying if I have bhujia while commentating. But I will have bhujia, don't you worry, the next time I'm in Europe. And I'll send you an exclusive picture of that, which anyway I know is now not exclusive anymore. VFix, by the way, is going to start a lap, and maybe you want to take us through this hot lap.
All right. Thanks, Malav. So, well, I hope I remember my corner numbers here. So it's turn one for Vipix. Navigates it well. I think he's taken it a little bit too wide there, but nonetheless, through turns two and three, you have to be close to the apex on both occasions, and that looked almost like a track limit extension there, but he's kept it within the white lines. He is up by a tenth. He's going into the hairpin here onto the long back straight where he will open the DRS any moment now. He will not get a tow from anybody. I believe he's not looking for one right now, maybe because that may give him some dirty air. Further back, I see that's Deadly Mosquito, maybe. I said Venkatesh behind him on the track, but nonetheless, into the chicane we go. Apex has a little lock up there. That this may have lost him some time, having that little moment, sticking close to the inside line as trying to take the shortest possible run to the next corner, approaching the end of sector 2. Let's have a look. He's up by 2 tenths. So at this point in time, that would not be enough to have him move ahead of Sumer. It would move him ahead of Rahul. But oh well, it would not do that either. So let's see. There's a Mercedes ahead of him that may cause him a little bit of grief through this section. This is the one section where you don't need any dirty air. Underneath the color changing hotel, we go into the very famous corner, and now the famous corner for Suraj. Penultimate turn. Ethan with a fantastic lap taking provisional pole. Let's have a look at what Vifix can do. Coming up to the line, the recap driver goes P3. I was going to say AlphaTauri there. Sorry for the little pause.
Yeah, good lap from VFX, but I don't know how he managed to keep that lap valid in sector 1 when he went through that
Yeah, that
uphill
looks.
section after the left-hander. I was very sure I was going to see the map go red, but clearly not. There's a very popular request to spectate Suraj, by the way, Chips, because, well, I think let's give the viewers what they want. And when I say viewers, I mean one viewer in particular, and is approaching sector 3 now. And maybe you want to go on board with him so that people can catch once again the iconic moment where there's a yellow flag in sector 2.
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
temporary, yeah.
cars. Yeah, there's a car slowing down to let those on fast lap through. But yeah, Suraj I don't know if he's actually up on his time. I didn't really catch
He's up by
his
just about two
second.
tenths. So this would have him stay where he is at the moment, but that's a very poor execution of the last corner. I think he may have lost some time there. Never mind, I was
Wow,
wrong.
Chips.
But
Really?
maybe his time was gained in the first two sectors. Never mind, my apologies for that. Maybe I wasn't paying too much attention there. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah,
It
but what a
looked
lap
like
from
a
Sumer.
odd last turn
tenths
though.
up.
But yeah, Sumer with a So yes, I still believe that that was a very odd entry into that corner. I think he's gained all his time in the turns preceding that one. But that's still a very good lap by Suraj.
Yeah, it is a good lap, but I think Chips is echoing what you said in the comments. Probably lost more than a tenth there.
Yeah.
So it would have put him closer and slightly clear of Yora Lethan. For Suraj, for sure, this year he has been quite well matched. Or in fact, he has been one of the fastest people in qualifying. I believe he has 4 poles, and that's maximum poles this season among every other driver. So he's definitely strong qualifier, has good race pace as well, and that P2 in the championship right now is a testament to that fact. I am Rahul, by the way. I think he improved on his time, and this is an in lap which he's doing, but he didn't improve by much because I remember at 22.972. So yeah, he hasn't improved by much, hardly half a tenth is his improvement on this lap. He would be hoping for much more pace in the final run. Noobshan has popped up in P6, and wow, that's
I think he needs to be a little closer to the top few.
Yeah, he would prefer to be a little bit closer to where, but that's still very good pace from Noobshan to be just a few tenths. I didn't expect that kind of proximity between, let's say, I am Rahul and Noobshan, just one position between the two of them. But further behind, Noble Garter is on a lap, and oh my God, he has invalidated. So that's a shame. I was hoping we'll get a good lap time from him, because if party chat was to be believed before we started the session, Chips, Noble Garter has had put a lot of time into this track, sweated it out to perfect his apexes. Shooter might be on a lap, and he's hugging the left hand side. Yeah,
I think you can take us through the remainder of the lap, Malin.
So Shooter goes purple, if the game is to be believed, as almost 7 tenths up as he approaches, navigates through the long twisting left-hander, and this is where Max Verstappen thought it's okay to go side by side under a safety car restart, as Shooter does well with those double left-hander and allows his car to sweep right. There's a couple of right-handers coming up for this track before he sees the checkered flag. Well controlled, but just loses his back end at the exit. He goes P2, good lap from Shooter. And again, I think, Chips, there was a bit of a time in the last few corners.
There was time lost, but I don't think it was worth 2 tenths. That may have been worth
probably not 2 tenths, but maybe just about a tenth. So drivers making a few mistakes on their penultimate runs. Maybe they will even it out on their final runs. But for Shooter, he's kind of out of sync with the rest of the field. I don't think, Chips, he has enough time to go back in the pits and do another run. So I think that's quality done for Shooter.
That's quality done for Shooter for certain. And I see Sumer has come out on a lap. He is just behind a person who is on a lap, that is Deadly Mosquito, down in P13. So he would be hoping for better fortunes for himself. As for Sumer, I think he's just taking this moment to get some clear air. Because if you see the pit lane starting to get busy now, he is put himself in a good position, I feel. He's not going to get the traffic affecting his lap either when he goes for the lap. And actually, I've just noticed this, Mother. Alpine 1-2 for the moment, but Alpine 1-2.
Yeah, I didn't clock for me either, but that's a rarity, and that would make a certain someone whom we shall not name because we might be banned very happy to see that. Now, Sumer is approaching Sector 3, is well within Sector 3, and Chips, I'm not sure. I think he might encounter quite a bit of traffic on this hot lap.
Let's have a look. So Shooter's call time on his session. That is fair enough, justified. Deadly Mosquito moves up to P11, 1.5 seconds behind Sumer, who himself, I see a lot of traffic in the pit lane, Malak. We may, well, not we, I Us stewards may see some reports for that, possibly, but nonetheless, let's have a look. Sumer is started his lap through turns 2 and 3. He goes. There's a McLaren and two Ferraris ahead of him, one of whom is Deadly Mosquito. He is on an in lap, while the others are on their out laps. Mosquito. So at the moment, I see Abdul Samad is the only other driver to have started their lap. So yes, you are right, Malav. I think Sumer may not be in the ideal position that I envisaged for him earlier on.
Yeah, he would want to clear this 3 cars on the next straight if they are kind enough
Thing
to
is, he
grant him that
can
track.
choose to back out at this point in time if he wishes to, and he will still have enough time to get going for another lap. But I think he's already committed to this lap. He's used up too much battery to try and do another lap. I see a McLaren ahead of him. That maybe it's Caesar. I'm not sure who that is, but that may be causing him some grief there. I really didn't catch the second delta there. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out who's where on the track. Two Ferraris should not cause him too much trouble there. I see one of them has just cleared this corner. Underneath the color changing hotel we go. The ending of this 5.2 kilometers, 3.2 miles in freedom units. Track is coming to an end for North Sumer. On his last flying attempt, what is he going to do? The Alpine driver comes across the line. It is an improvement of just over 1.5 tenths. That's a great effort by Sumer.
Yeah, that is a good effort. Suraj, by the way, is up by 700ths of a second in the first sector and good improvement in the second sector.
Yeah.
At this rate, he's on the front row. What about Ethan? Ethan is up on his time as well. I am Rahul. I'm not sure. He's behind another car. Will get the advantage of the slipstream, but probably he's going to get held up in the third sector because the car ahead of him is
a V-car. Who is that? Quick Killer.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. Yeah, Quick Killer. So
he's up by 4 tenths.
I'm Rahul. 4 tenths.
Suraj coming up to the line. Let's have a look. He improves up to P2. All right. So he moves ahead of Shooter. Let's have a look at Ethan and Rahul. So Rahul, this is going to be very problematic for him. This is so distracting. Noble got at the death, moves up to P4 there. That's a great effort by him. Quick Killer has been ahead of Rahul for the entire, almost 1.5 sector at this point. This would have certainly hampered his lap time in the corners, but let's have a look at what he can do. The Mercedes driver coming up to the line, championship leader, mind you, goes up to P2, still moves ahead of his teammate. Despite that, in the last sector, let's have a look at Ethan. So, let's see what he can do. So, we also have a battle for the constructors. There you go. I was just going to mention the Haas pairing of Ethan and Baz are fighting to retain their P2. The fix is challenging, and I believe there is Nupshan and Smith in P4 in the Williams team as well. So there's a lot of other battles that are yet to be decided in the constructors and drivers as well, apart from the top 3. So it'll be difficult to keep track of everything, given that we don't really have all the stats ahead of us. But nonetheless, that's a great effort by Sumer Malik. He retained pole.
He did retain pole, and I am Rahul would be kicking himself. He could have had a front row at least, if not for the car in front. But I think starting P3, in terms of the championship position, the Mercedes pair fighting for the championship on the second row of the grid. This should be spicy. You know what? They have been very civil throughout the season, and this is where the gloves come off. So they have wrapped up the Constructors' Championship. They are all both trying for themselves, and I really hope the commentator in me and the that we see some amount of battling or a lot of battling and some dive bombs here or there to make the whole race spicy. But I think Abu Dhabi, just by its nature, would kind of give that anyway, as it's a very dull looking paddock right now. I'm not sure what's up with the lighting.
Fans are going berserk in the paddock club.
Yeah,
I can see over there.
at an empty grid. I don't know.
One guy is absolutely standing and he's flailing his arms about. He's absolutely overjoyed at the fact that we have a 3-way battle for the drivers' championship. So it is an outside chance for Nupshan Malav, but it's still a chance. You can never say never.
Oh, absolutely. You never know. As I said, he just needs the podium and the fastest lap to make up for the points. But then he also needs to ensure that Rahul does not score any, and same for Suraj to an extent. So this should be a lot of fun, and of course Nupshan will need some help if he wants a shot at this. But I think history has taught us that help could come from Stricken Williams in Sector 3. Help could come from a very controversial safety car call from the race director. So while we don't have live race directors, but chips all yours for the final start of the season.
Thank you, Malav. 5 lights on, and they're off. And Sumer gets a good start. Ethan gets a little better start. I think he's going to try for the dive down the inside at turn 1. But I think Sumer is going to block it off as they go through the first turn. Rahul losing the rear end a little bit there. That may have opened up the door for Shooter. I see Suraj. I don't see Suraj. Oh, Shooter's had a bit of a spin there. Suraj still in P4 while Ethan is chasing after not Sumer. That is the twilight, the evening setting of this race. Further back, I see a few moves being made there. I'm going to disable the HUD for a moment. There you go. Oh, I see an Aston Martin who's spun. No, that's a kick sauber, sorry. That's Abdul Samad. I see Rahul and Ethan battling very close. Ethan himself trying to get past Sumer, trying to get in the slipstream. Maybe he's going to go for a move. I don't think he will. Suraj hangs back for the moment, but there's an Alpha Tauri, not an Alpha. The V Carbon is inside there of VFix, who has to back off. Yellow flags once again. Falcon has had a bit of a spin. Let's have a look at the tyres, Malav. Oh, VFX is on the softs, Malav.
Yeah, which is why he was so aggressive in the braking zones versus Suraj, and he almost spun around trying to make that move work. So he'll be itching to get past the Mercedes pair, if not trying to claw his way to the race lead, at least in the first few laps. But what a shame for Shooter. He qualified, I think, P5, I want to say, and is down in P17. So not sure exactly what went on in those first set of corners, but not a great start for him.
Oh, I see McLaren who spun. That's Caesar.
Caesar!
That was a rather dramatic spin. Thankfully, ghosting was enabled, so nobody was collected. We've seen a couple of spins, Malav. Are the drivers pushing way too much? Is that what's happening right now?
It could be the case. Maybe Caesar's tires are a bit cold, I'm not sure. Noobshan on the hards as well. So we have 3 people on hards. That's Noobshan, Sonic, and Caesar. I mean, alternate strategy by a stretch. So
Noobshan has to try something different. So I think that's justified for him. Ethan goes for the move on Sumer. I think Sumer was a little caught out by Ethan's braking there, as we saw from his onboard. Still right there, Sumer. I see Rahul is trying to get ahead of the Alpine as well. Suraj is also under threat from Vivek, but Vivek is a little too far back at this point in time. The two swap positions again. Sumer and Ethan, and Rahul may be looking for an opportunity, an opening on the inside, but no, he will not get that. And this is some fantastic racing. This is following each other in such close proximity. This is amazing to watch.
It is indeed, and I'm not sure what Sumer was trying to do there, because he lifted off considerably to let Ethan go, only to get him back on the next straight. So I'm not sure that's the fastest way to go around those. I think it's a bit of DRS management what they're doing, but it's only lap 2. And
the thing is, Malav, will DRS management at this point help, or will it be more of a deterrent to them? Because Rahul is right behind. He's not
too far behind. That's exactly my point, that you don't need to do your calculations when it comes to DRS at this point in this race, as Abdul Samad has picked up a 3-second time penalty already.
And he is battling away with Shooter, who is trying to make amends for that poor start. He lost his race unraveled at turn 2, Malav. Oh, somebody's had a moment. Is that a Ferrari of Sid Venkatesh? One of the most experienced IRL drivers, Sid Venkatesh, of course, had a moment there.
Okay. Yeah, and VFX, because of this DRS train, is still stuck in P5. He's not been able to make that move stick on Suraj, and unless there's a mistake from the Merc driver, VFX is kind of holding station. He doesn't really have an option, and probably so is Noobshan. Now Noobshan on those hard tires is not in DRS of Basil in front, so he'll be in a bit of a pickle here, because he'll have to let Vintage through, because Vintage is on the mediums, but at the same time he would not want to lose a lot of track position. Oh no, oh my god, Vintage,
what's happened, Malav?
Oh, that was a oversteer moment for the McLaren. He almost ran into the wall there, so the McLaren's clearly not on top of their car balance. And look at the gap between Vintage and Noobshan now.
Falcon going for the move around the outside, and Sonic having a massive moment there, but he keeps it under control. Somehow, that was a yellow flag, but I think he's managed to...
Is the track grip somehow low? Because
I've seen
more...
had a
I've
moment
seen
there.
more spins than overtakes almost so far.
Quick
As
Killer's
there's
lost
an
the
overtake.
Quick Killer's
Yeah,
lost the rear end, I believe, at the exit of the corner while trying to put the power
yeah,
down.
that's what I'm saying. So many half spins, and the
Track.
tires surely must be holding their own right now. It's only lap 4.
And
So
just wanted to also point out, I just put up the position change indicator, Malav. It's just lap 4. Baz has made up 9 positions. That
yeah,
is.
Baz has had a really good start, and Noobshan would be hoping to latch on to him if he can, because he can use Baz then to stick to the leading pack before he puts his alternate strategy to good use. And yeah, maybe just try, as you said, Chips, it's about trying something different. If you
Well,
copy everything that the Mercedes are gonna do,
yeah.
you're not going to end up ahead of them.
And
So
Vifix has fallen back a little bit, Malav, if you've noticed.
yeah, he's not in DRS anymore
That's
of Suraj.
uncharacteristic of Vifix, actually.
No, but it's characteristic of the soft tires.
It is, yeah.
I think they are well past.
It's, I won't say it's odd to see him try something different because he is one of the drivers who has the pace to try something different at every race with X. But I think the soft tires may not have been the best choice given how quickly they can wear out and just fall off a cliff.
I think we are gonna see a change for the lead as Ethan is gonna make a move on Sumer. It should be a pretty easy DRS move, as I think there are positions been exchanged behind as well as Noble Garter gets ahead of VFX. So VFX clearly struggling, and I hate to say it, but it's lap 5, and maybe he just wants to box for those hard tires, just get some free air and put his head down, gain some time on the cars that he's supposed to be battling instead of the cars he is battling right
25
now.
laps on hards now. I don't think that's very.
I mean, he can make it a 2-stop as Noble goes wide, and that might have given him a warning in the process. But yeah, I mean, I meant a 2-stop. I don't think 25 laps from here on out is doable.
I think Quick Killer may also be looking to size up a move on his teammate. He would want to do it with the help of DRS, but I think Baz is catching up to him as well. Quick Killer. So Vifix, I think he'll bet around lap 7 maybe if he wants to go for the hards, and maybe he'll try to stretch it out a little bit longer. Quick Killer goes very wide there, having a little moment, almost losing the rear end. That would have certainly been a track limit warning. Manav, there is no grip for Quick Killer on those mediums. And I see a yellow flag once again. Sid Venkatesh?
Yeah, that's it, Venkatesh. Is it Sonic Hawk? No, it's in the pits.
Sonic is in the pits. So,
Venkatesh
again, position. So, Manav, there's very little grip as Suraj going for a move, attempting a move at least on his teammate. They were very close, but they've kept it civil, kept it fair, and they are still holding station P3 and P4. And Sumer still tussling away for the back shooters trying to make a mend as well. One of them looks to be very little grip on the track right now. Quick Killer was sliding around.
Surprising because I have not seen this very often where so many drivers are losing traction and mid corner or just getting their power down. So I'm not sure what is up with this, but honestly, I don't mind this at all because we usually rarely see the track is usually just perfect unless there are changeable conditions. Today, it seems like it's far from perfect, and maybe these kind of mistakes might just open up the race for the people who are not in the hunt for good points finishes right now. But mistakes for the people who are in front right now, that would really spice things up, as I think Baz is now very close. He is in DRS of the VK pair. It is important for Quick Killer to make this move on his teammate. Otherwise,
could Baz go for a double move if Quick Killer's impeded by Vifix here? I think he may actually
go for one move.
He's trying to go for it.
I think he might just go for both.
Yep, I think he's going to go down the inside. There is a lot of battling going on there, but Baz trying to go down the middle of the two cars. I think Vifix will. That's Quick Killer, sorry. As Quick Killer's ghosted, Baz has made the double move, and I think he's going to be under threat immediately from Quick Killer with the help of DRS. I think Baz is going to take the inside line. What's it going to be? I think Quick Killer is going to have the advantage once they get to the corner, which he does. So, some nice battling going on. Would we call this a midfield? P6, P7? What would we call this?
Yeah,
It's not
I
the
mean,
leading pair, it's not the midfield either. Because we have
I mean,
17 drivers with us.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's midfield when it comes to points. So I think
Mid
midfield is
points.
fine.
Yeah, mid points, I think.
And look who has caught up because of all this quaffling
Well.
is
If
Nopsan.
it isn't the Williams of Nukshan. So,
Yeah,
you did mention all of that. Okay, Fifix in the pit lane. So, you did mention that a Williams in the wall could be a catalyst to change the race. I hope that's not the case because Nukshan is the only Williams in this race. That would be rather disastrous
yeah, but
for
VFix not
yellow
doing him
flag.
any favors.
Who's that? Is that Vintage player? Vintage had a spin.
Yeah, that is vintage.
Yeah.
Another spin, I
It's on
would
the hards.
presume. So, yeah, so Nopsan on the hards. Yeah, VFX not
Suraj is
doing
going to
him
go for a
any
move,
favors.
Madam. I think Suraj is going to go for a move, or is he? I think he doesn't have the straight line speed. Maybe he's chosen a higher downforce setup, Malak, because he really sticks with Rahul down the in the third sector. It's where in the first and second sectors where he really loses out to his teammate. As both of them had a very similar moment there at the exit of the chicane. So
Yeah,
they are
so-
holding station.
Yeah, they're holding station, and Suraj has to try something different. I don't think it makes sense right now to go for a move because, I mean, that's just one track position he's gonna gain. It's very difficult for Suraj to make the most trick and then run away and leaving everyone else in his wake. So it's probably risky right now for him to go for any sort of overtakes unless he's absolutely confident and he has the car under his control.
Correct. Yeah.
So, but yes, he has to try something different. Right now, as it stands, Rahul is in very good control of the race and the championship and it practically has one hand on the trophy.
Indeed. Rahul has to be outscored by Suraj by what's it?
Here he goes. Here he goes. He's using his battery. I'm not exactly sure why he's. Oh, there's a love tap.
I think that's
And-
okay. That's justified. It's okay. You won't really have too many complaints about that. But I think down the back straight, we are going to see a change for the lead possibly between Sumer and Ethan. There's a yellow flag. Is that said Venkatesh once again? He is
Yes, it
dangerously
is.
close to being lapped, Malak. Oh, I think Suraj had to go a little bit deeper in that corner. They were very close. I don't think any of them were very much aware of the one in front when they were going to break. But nonetheless, I think they are going to position for now, all of them. So the top four have broken away very clearly. They are just using DRS lap after lap to keep each other in this little frame. That's benefiting them, but it's also problematic because they're going to get the dirty air and their tire temps are going to rise through the course of the stint. Do you expect any one of them to box early or something, Madhav?
I mean, I don't think so because this is a track which is heavy on your tires. So I expect people to go at least until the end of lap 12 before they start putting for the hard tires. Maybe Suraj might try something or see, Rahul does not need to do anything unconventional. Maybe Suraj might try something or he might try to go for an overcut
Shooter in
in
the
the
pit lane.
hopes that Rahul gets stuck in traffic. But apart from that, it's a bit of a risk because if there's a safety car just after a pit, by the way, Suraj going on a move on Rahul. Here he goes, Sips.
He is getting out of the slipstream there further up. I see Sumer and Ethan also trading places. Will Suraj outbreak his teammate? Will he be allowed to? Because I don't think there's enough space on the track to do that. Through the chicane we go. Rahul is not the best to that chicane there. He loses the rear end. This may open up the door for Suraj, who is getting the DRS down the inside. He's going to use some battery. Does he have any? He does not. And I think Rahul, with the help of his superior straight line setup, I think that's the case for these two. They've gone split with the setups. Rahul has the straight line speed. Suraj has the downforce, I think, for tonight.
Yeah,
because it
so
just doesn't
Suraj,
look like he has the straight line speed to compete with Rahul. Look
Yeah,
at this.
but
In the
then
corners,
Rahul-
you can have a look how much he will be able to stick
Yeah.
with, while Rahul will kind of fall back a little bit.
Yeah, so it will be difficult for Suraj to get ahead of his teammate, and then that also means that Suraj will end up using more battery in that attempt. But yeah, both of those straights Suraj tried to get ahead. Didn't really work out, but I think he's letting just Rahul know that he's there and
I think
Rahul is
what-
not going to have it all the way easy. until the checkered flag.
Suraj
Let's
could
check this.
consider
There's
yellow.
a yellow flag
Sid
once
Venkatesh?
again.
No, that's not Sid
It's
Venkatesh. I'm sorry for
Falcon,
that.
I want to say.
Yeah, that's Falcon, I think. Yeah. Did he spin going into the pit lane or something? Because he had grass on his tires while he was in the pit lane entry. So that's a rather odd place to have a movement. I think there may have been some contact involved with somebody. Up ahead, these two trading places again. Will Suraj attempt something into the chicane? I don't think he will. He's too far back to make that happen. That is really high closing speed for Suraj there. He gets so close to the rear end of his teammate there, but I think he's kept it clean without issue. Ethan and Sumer have been doing this DRS trading
By
since
the
the
way,
very second half.
Nushan
Yeah.
has properly caught up, and I think he might be on a move here. Quick kill overtaking Baz, and then Baz trying to get the Vika back. Nushan is now losing time in this battle.
I think he would not want to risk it here with these two. Maybe he's going to try to get the move done in a better part of the circuit where it's less prone to having a movement with the driver ahead. But nonetheless, Baz and Quick Killer have been battling for a few laps now. This would have been taking a toll on their tires. Nukshan, of course, on the hard. He will not be pitting as early as the medium runners do. That is a
Good save,
I don't think
that is.
Nupshan expected that. There's a yellow flag once again. Is that Deadly Mosquito? He's had a moment. I think it is. He was a bit out of shape there. As I see Baz in the pit lane, I expect to see Mosquito in the pit lane as well. Possibly. He does. Alright. So Vifix has moved up to P9 Malav. He's on 4 lap all hards, but he is up to P8 now with Caesar. Now with Baz making his pit stop. Up ahead once again, these two are going to trade places. Will the Mercedes pair do anything about this? I see Rahul going for a move down the inside on Ethan. I think he's going to make it stick as well. So there's a lot of contact there, I think, between Rahul and Sumer and possibly Ethan as well. This may open up the door for Suraj as well. He's got a better exit. He has a lot more battery this time around, but I don't think he has a straight line speed because there you go. They're just pulling away Ethan and Rahul and Sumer. Will Ethan go for the move? Oh, I think he thought about the outside. He's kissing the rear end of Rahul's Mercedes there. Please don't take that out of context. But yeah,
that was pushing.
Pushing basically. That was like NASCAR.
Yeah, maybe Suraj needs to lower his downforce on his pit stop because he's not gonna really go anywhere with this setup. Now, obviously, there are two schools of thought here. Quick Killer picks up a 3-second time.
Oh, Rahul dives into the pit lane there. That means I'm not gonna say what I just noticed, but. Think about what think about the consequences.
You did say it.
I didn't say it. I said something. I just said I saw.
Let's move on. But so this frees up Suraj to some extent. But,
in a way.
I think Rahul, he might just come out ahead of VFX here. So he will be in relatively free air.
Underneath the track we go. On board with Rahul. We can't go on board. He almost clipped the wall there. Rahul trying to take the shortest possible run to the line. I see Vifix is just behind him. He will likely get DRS Malav down this back straight here. Shooter with the fastest lap. Down in P11. It's a race of recovery for him there.
So what this means is when the round of pit stops are done, Vifix could still probably be in the lead fight here. He was a long way back, remember?
Yeah, he's going to be aggressive then with his defense.
Of course, he'll have a huge... the tire life will not be comparable, but Vifix has put himself in the race in terms of the lead for the race rather. So he has put himself in contention, and I think Suraj, when he pits the next time, assuming he's going to pit at the end of this lap,
he should. He's losing a lot of time, I feel.
Yeah, might just lose a position to Vifix here, Suraj.
Let's have a look at Suraj's pit and such. He makes a nice neat pit entry. I see Sumer also into the pit lane. Ethan has decided to carry on for one more lap. So I was just going to say that Noble with a penalty there. So that's a track limit penalty, not a pit lane speeding penalty. So let's have a look at Suraj in comparison to I am Rahul. So Rahul rounding up the last corner here. So Vifix is right behind him. I think Suraj is not in a very advantageous position here. That's Sumer ahead of him. So I think the pair of them will jump.
Casually start setting the fastest lap of the race while just sitting pretty behind the Mercedes who's doing all the hard work. And that's...
And Suraj has lost a position to Vifix.
Yeah. And Sumer has lost a position to Vifix as well. So
I think he is going to expect that his fresher tires are going to pay him
Absolutely.
dividends.
I mean, 6 laps delta is a lot, and VFX is
He will
in a
start to
bit of a
struggle.
trouble. Not right now, but towards the end of the race, unless there's a safety car. By the way, all 17 runners still running. All 17 drivers still running in
Indeed,
this race.
14 laps
So
in, not a
no
single
one
retirement.
crashing out just yet.
Just yet,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Crucial to say that,
so
just yet.
15 laps to go. Noobshan, by the way, in free air now,
I
being
think
caught by
Ethan is on a
Quick Killer,
box.
who
Ethan
yeah,
is in the
Ethan should
box.
box.
So he has to
And
hope that his in lap was good enough, but that's a half spin into the pit entry there. That's entering in style, Ethan. That I think he can be happy with the way he saved it and points of style, but I don't think that's going to be benefiting him in the slightest. Nupshan takes the lead of the race now. Quick Killer with a 10-second penalty, and this will procedure is going to catch up to Nupshan. I think within the next few laps, Quick Killer has retired, so I think on on time, Malav. I think just around the time we said it, he's retired.
yeah, so now 16 of them, and Suraj has lost a
He's
lot
not
of time.
gaining time. Yeah, I was just going to mention that he's not
Two and a
gaining any
half
time.
seconds behind the top three, and that is not what you want.
Somewhere maybe
Now, this is going to be interesting, Chips. Noobshan is yet to pit, and yes, I am Rahul, 5 seconds behind him. So, I don't think Noobshan wants to pit anytime soon. I think he wants to give Am Rahul a hard time. So,
I think he will. So
it should be fun the next couple of laps. By the way, not so well lining up a move on VFX.
will he be able to make it stick around the outside, down the inside? Where's he gonna go? He is gonna hold position for now. That's apparently a purple sector as for the game, if it's to be believed. Bifix is not able to maintain the grip levels I think that he wanted. He is really struggling with grip. Already, that's a concerning sign for him there. Sumer is so much quicker. I think with his entire conservation mode here, as I see that is Rahul very close to the wall there. That may have not have been the most ideal line through that corner. The Latifi corner, I don't know what number that is. But I see
Here
Sumer
goes
is
Sumer. Here goes Sumer.
going for the move down the inside into turn one. That's not where you usually see a move being made, and he makes it and he makes it stick. The fix could not offer a defense against him there. I think
What
he just
a brilliant overtake that was. He set him up so well, not Sumer. Got a wider entry into the last corner and punched his car out of that right-hander. Used a bit of battery, drew alongside, and then late on the brakes
All
he
of
was.
the
That
gaining
was
on
a very good move.
Nupshan at a rate of 2 seconds a lap. This is going to be problem on lap 17 for Rahul and possibly for Sumer. Will it be? Sumer may go for a move down the second straight. I was just going to say that he's too far back on this occasion. To the chicane we go. Good exit for Sumer. Reasonable exit for Rahul as well. But I think Rahul is going to be powerless when the DRS flap is opened on the Alpine. And I think Sumer will go for a move around the outside. Is he feeling a little brave here? And I think he's going to make it stick. That's actually a neat move there. And nothing that Rahul could do. It's now a matter of how big of a hindrance Nupshan can be to this pairing. Will he want to lose time? Will he voluntarily want to lose time in order to give Rahul a hard time? I think that's the case. Yes, indeed. So let's have a look.
He's already had a half spin, by the way, out of the hotel section.
Oh,
he's coming into the pits.
So never mind.
No.
Until you're rather upset with that.
This is not what I expected. Noobshan in the pits. And that's the most anticlimactic battle that was building up to be. But
Suraj has
it's
lost
gonna be a set of
time.
meters. Yeah, Suraj is.
He's under threat from Ethan now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened after the pit stop. Maybe he did change that wing and he's lost a lot of pace. But the thing is, the leaders are in DRS of each other, so I mean, it's natural that Suraj will lose time.
I think his setup, his downforce levels are way too high for him to be able to be competitive when he's not within DRS range of the car in front. Because I think that's Ethan. He's going to go for a move possibly on the Mercedes driver, exiting the chicane there. Suraj, let's be onward with Ethan for a moment here. With DRS open and slipstream, there's no competition here. I don't think actually Suraj is trying to fight it, and he loses a place. He falls down to P5. So
yeah, if anything, he would hope Ethan to just tow him along. Just like VFX would hope, but VFX has lost touch And right now, he is not in DRS of the top two.
Rahul is still there. Rahul is still in a comfortable position, I think, with Sumer. He is not losing DRS
Yeah, I
anytime
think
soon.
Rahul and Sumer will go to the end in this kind of formation, so to say, DRSing off each other and just creating that gap, expanding that gap they have to the likes of VFX.
Caesar with a
With
penalty.
Caesar with a time penalty, whereas Caesar P9 is in the
He's in the
pits.
box. Yeah, he's the only
And
driver
I'm
that has not
assuming he cut a
pit stopped.
corner
I
to
don't
while entering the pits.
possibly.
Either way,
Let's see.
that promotes Noobshan up into P9, so he'll have 2 points for his troubles. But Noobshan,
I don't think Option will
yeah,
be very happy with getting P9 out of this race. He would have wanted something more out of it. Not a single safety car yet, Malav. It's lap 18. Rahul is there or thereabouts. Suraj is able to stay with Ethan. So I think it's a matter also, Malav, of when Ethan can catch up to the leading pair. Because he was battling with them. Maybe. So he has the pace.
so
Obviously, we
first
saw
he'll
that.
have to first I think obviously he'll catch up to VFX, who is properly detached now from
Yeah.
Rahul and Sumer. So I think that's Ethan's first assignment, so to say,
Vifix
to
is
catch
sliding
and
around.
pass VFX
Yeah.
before he can think about the the pair who's leading the race.
Oh,
But
there's a
I think
nice.
class apart from Somer and Rahul, especially the second stint, very well controlled and took full advantage of VFX's style life. I think it requires some amount of coordination between the two of them as well to recognize that VFX could be a threat, at least in
Oh,
the middle part of the race, and ensure
yellow
that
flag. As there's a nice
that
battle going on here for P15, sorry, P13. It's between Vintage Caesar and Sonic Hawk. And Shooter has retired in the pit lane, so that will still not be a safety car for us. But yeah, this is fun to watch. A battle for, no, it's not even for the points here. And Caesar trying to go for a move around the outside. Will he be able to make it stick? Sonic Hawk is really slow through there. Maybe he's lost his wing there. Yep, Sonic Hawk. Oh, that's a pen. I don't believe that's a very reasonable penalty, Marlon. If you
yeah
saw
that
that from Sonic Hawk's on board, he was within the track limits. Why is that a penalty?
Yeah, I mean, I was not on board with him, but from the broadcast angle, I don't know what corner he cut,
That's the pit
allegedly.
entry, Malak. The pit
To
entry. So I think that's the game just being fantastic in its own right. There's no reason to get a penalty, I believe, unless
Yeah,
I'm missing
exactly. I
something.
mean,
Yeah.
it was a bit baffling for me as well.
Unless we are missing
Unless
something very big here. So
obvious, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I think we fixed now 4 seconds adrift. He's been caught by Sumer. Suraj just about hanging on to the DRS of Ethan.
And I saw
And
Sumer and Rahul were very close, side by side actually, going through the second DRS zone, and Jin saying that the pit entry is glitched. I believe everything about this game
yeah,
is glitched, Jin.
of course.
Pit entry is one of those things.
Why would they
Yeah.
want to fix it?
Yeah, why?
Makes complete sense.
Oh, Vivek's having a bit of a moment there that's lost him about 2 tenths, I believe, in track time as we reach the hairpin. Suraj a little too far back. I think this is the move done for Ethan, given that he's got the DRS and Vivek has got a pretty poor exit as well. And there you go. Moves past the Haas driver ahead of the B car. And let's have a look at Suraj. Through the chicane we go. This is where he will really excel in the corners. This way he can get a good exit. Vifix is really losing time with his tires giving him no grip whatsoever. He will have DRS, but I don't think he'll be able to make it stick. Suraj is using up all his battery and more, sticking to the inside line. Will it be Vifix? Will it be Suraj? I think it may be Vifix. That is very close, but I see that the Mercedes driver is still there in the mix. They're side by side going through this triple right hander, sorry. And yeah, he just could not make the move stick on this occasion. He will have to
Vifix
hold back.
making it very clear which driver he wants to fight, and yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
just
that
being
is.
Sergio Perez right now
And he
as he lets
backs
Suraj
out,
through.
I think. Oh, he's boxing.
As in the pits, yeah, he's boxing.
So I think he
I'm
would have
assuming for a set of,
chosen to
I
box.
want to say mediums, but he might
He
just go for a
has
set of softs.
broken Suraj's DRS, crucially. That is what he's done in that
Yeah, he has
regard.
effectively so.
The
So
thing is, Rahul is. I don't believe in any case these two are going to be able to catch up anytime soon. It would have taken another few laps, and Nuksan is a little too far back. what exactly was trying to be achieved there by. I don't know if that was purposeful slowing down or whatnot. We don't have the telemetry enabled.
I mean, it felt like it.
It felt
It
like
felt
it,
like
yeah, but you could
yeah.
never be completely sure of it. And there you go. It's gone downhill for Suraj because he's just picked up his first penalty of the race. And that's a 3-second penalty, which will still see him finish P4 at this point in time.
No, Noah, to answer your
Okay.
question.
Sorry.
Championship is going to be decided on track, and as it stands, Am Rahul is going to run away with it.
Yeah.
So,
He's pretty comfortable up front, Madhav. I don't think there's anything really troubling him, Rahul. So,
yeah, I think he's just wishing for no safety car. That's
thing
all
is,
he must be doing right now.
these two are going to catch up to Sid Venkatesh and Sonic Hawk in, I think, another 3 laps or so. Because they are really, really quick. And I think those two have had a few spins as well, so I don't think they're having a very good time tonight. But I think the sun has set and we should see nighttime conditions any another 2 laps. Actually, it's pretty bright out in the track for some reason. It shouldn't be this bright. Suraj, he's able to stay at the same distance that he was to Ethan, but he's not able to make a move there. Rahul and Sumer having a little rear lock there. He's keeping it under control. Rahul having a little rear snap. I think he may go for a move. He has a lot more battery, and look at that. That is incredible overspeed for the Mercedes driver. He's going to go for a move around the outside, and he's going to make it stick. Sumer could not offer a defense there. He had the DRS as well, Rahul. And they're side by side. This is way too close for comfort. I'm sure Rahul would be wanting a little more breathing room, but I don't think Sumer's there to provide that to him. And then rear lock once again for the Alpine
I don't even know if Sumer knows Rahul is in a championship fight.
I don't think Sumer is concerned about that. He wants his win.
Yeah, he's not concerned, but I don't think he even knows. So that's how unaware Sumer might be, considering he's not racing with us consistently. But that being said, Noah, do tell us what random rule you are thinking of, and maybe we can put that into effective immediately mid race, and that would open.
I was trying to see if he was going to put the message out. I think he just backed out of it, Noah. So let us know, Noah. We are very eager to know, as all of us stewards would love to hear.
By the way, another battle which is brewing a little bit is for P5. Baz is being caught up by Noble Carter, and I think now Noble might just be in a very good space, as there's a lead change yet again to overtake Baz.
Yeah. Rahul and Sumer trading places. Let's have a look at this. I will switch back to this in a moment. Let's have a look at Noble on the other horse of Baz. I see a yellow flag. Is that for a McLaren of Caesar? Or is that vintage player? Maybe vintage player.
It is vintage.
It is vintage player.
The McLarens are having a horrible day out in the desert tonight. Multiple spins for each driver. I don't know what they're up to. Probably just one for Caesar. Apologies for that if it was just one, but yeah, not a good day at all.
Yeah, neither of them are in the points as well at the moment. Nukshan picks up a penalty, so Rahul is the only championship contender at this point in time who does not have a penalty. He is also
and who's also the
in contention for the lead
for the race win.
Yeah.
So
I see Caesar has made the move on Mosquito through the hairpin there, and it's rather surprising, Malav. We haven't seen a single safety car. It's been 24 laps of Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, and we are running out of laps. A couple of laps of this, and we won't see a safety car at all. So someone do something, because
I think Malav, your wish may be answered. I was just going to mention this as well, as I noticed. Vifix has caught up to Nukshan, and Nukshan has had a pretty poor entry onto the back straight here. I think Vifix has got the move done already. So,
yeah, it should be a easy move.
Trying to go for a move around the outside. I think Nukshan will not try to fight it much. It doesn't make sense for him to do that. And yeah, Nukshan is going to finish P8 at this rate. unless something happens ahead of him. Baz and Noble are also very, very close. Suraj has fallen to almost 2 seconds behind Ethan, so I think it's the hard tires Malav that he's not enjoying Suraj. He just doesn't seem to have the confidence in these white wall tires. Vintage
Yeah,
boxes, he's been lapped.
could be the case for Suraj.
I think he's about to be
But
lapped.
nonetheless, I think he's still I mean, I don't think he's losing a lot of time to Ethan. I think they're pretty evenly matched on pace. Maybe a tenth or so each lap is the deficit. But because there is no DRS, it's that the tenth a lap gets magnified over a period of next few laps as we fix sets the fastest lap of the race. And I think
Yeah.
now's the time, Chips, where they would be starting to count down until the end of the race. When I say they, I mean Sumair and Rahul, and to figure out
Nova
where
with
to
a
position their
very
car.
unbiased comment there, as you can see, and there was a special request for you, Malu, a few moments ago. You may have already read that from Shrikant. But
Yes, I did, and I responded to that as well. And Nova has a special request as well. So Nova always in the business of asking drivers to take
fixing,
the
yeah.
other driver out. As Sumer has caught up to Vintage player now.
Vintage, he has to
Oh,
move around, and
Vintage.
Vintage with a spin at the corner. But the thing is, it's a spin, it's not a crash. So,
Yeah, you would think that.
Vintage. Oh, he's lost his end plate as well, just as he. Oh, he's boxing. And he gets a
Vintage. Oh my god! He
Vintage.
almost ran into the pit wall there.
Yeah.
But well, it's a shoddy attempt, I would say, at trying to bring out the safety car. As I see Vintage now.
I think we've run out of laps, smaller to get the safety car.
Yeah, we have. It's a shame. We have run out of laps, so
Would have
no
been
safety car,
interesting
not
to
even a
see.
VSC. And well, I think it's gonna be fun now to see Rahul and Sumer fight this out because all's not lost. And remember, if there's a DNF now, Suraj might still end up winning.
Yep.
So Rahul has to be extra cautious. Think probably just playing it smart. And
I don't think Rahul is going to risk it way too much. He knows that just finishing ahead of Suraj and Nupshan is all that he needs to do. And while he would want to finish it off, cap off the season in style by winning the race, would you say, from your experience of many years, many seasons of seeing Rahul race, is he the kind of person who would take a risk at this stage in a championship?
I mean, I haven't seen him race a lot, but I don't think he would. He's not. He doesn't strike as the kind of person who would take a risk right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He would just be happy where he is. Obviously, if Sumer makes a mistake or there's a very obvious overtaking chance, he wouldn't let it go. But I don't
Nothing
believe
to
he will
risk,
take
yeah.
any unnecessary risks exactly because there's a championship on the line and a race win here or there will not really matter. As
Yellow.
Noble picks
picks
up,
up a penny.
yeah, and I think that yellow is for Abdul. No, not Abdul. It's
It's a Vintage with another warning there. He's
Vintage.
having a pretty poor time. He's had another spin at the same corner, Manav. If I got that right, he's had a spin or a
think
moment at the
he's
same
right,
corner and he's had
no.
a spin there.
Yeah,
Nupshan with a
that's-
10-second penalty, Manav. And he's retired. Nupshan has called time on his season early. And Vintage is doing donuts. He's going the wrong way. He's going to the other chicane. Vintage, I think he's just looking for a way back on the track. And this is rather dangerous, I would say. But it's not. It's come too late in the race to affect these drivers.
That looked pretty intentional to me, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that as well.
I have actually switched back to the leading pair
someone
here.
needs
who
to
are- yeah.
tell him that the race is still on. The checkered flag hasn't fallen. I am Rahul is still. Oh, by the way, Sumair almost losing his car behind a few lapped cars. So
Yeah,
this is getting
these
interesting
two-
now.
Abdul and Sid
And-
Venkatesh could still be the catalyst here. Malav, a yellow flag caused by Vintage spinning or by these lap cars battling could be problematic for Rahul or for Sumer. Mind you, that's not something we're really considering here. Considered here. Sir.
Yeah, and I don't know why Nupshan threw in the towel. Yes, I mean there's no.
No
Not gonna
chance
be a
as
safety
such,
car
but
right
yeah, I think it would have been good to see out the season. Why would you retire 2 laps from the end? In any case. That's rather disheartening to see
But it's
that.
fine. I mean, he had a good season.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect him to be leading the championship for quite a while when the season began. So,
Yeah.
has had a good season. Didn't work out this time around, but let's see what happens in season 14 as Am
13.
Rahul follows Sumer through as he now
As
has overtaken those lap cars.
Abdul and Sid are having a time of their own. They were just lapped by the leaders. This is the penultimate lap. Malav, Noble, and Baz are still going at it. Noble has that penalty to contend with. Vifix is too far back to make an impact on this little battle here. Up front, though, this is the last opportunity coming up for a Caesar with the function lap. This is the last opportunity for Rahul. Vintage has retired in the pit lane. So, once we round up this penultimate corner and final corner, it will mark 3.2 miles in freedom units, 5.2 kilometers in the rest of the world units for I am Rahul and not Sumer to change the fortunes of this race. This is the start of the last lap. Rahul chasing after not Sumer. Into turn 1 we go. What's going to happen here, Madhav?
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is they're going to catch Sonic Hawk in the Aston. So there will be lap cars yet again.
A little moment there, Madhav, for Sumer. I think Rahul may just have timed this to perfection because Sumer's lost tyre grip there. I think Rahul is going to dump all his battery. He doesn't need it anymore at this point. He's just going to use it all up. With the help of DRS, I think Sumer will defend the inside. Rahul will likely have to go to the outside. I think he's going to actually hang back. Maybe take the DRS on the next straight. There's little wheel banging there. And Rahul has a moment. He's been spun. This is crucial because I think Ethan is about to catch him. And I think Ethan has caught him. Rahul has had a moment there. I think he's going to be able to keep it ahead of Ethan. In any case, that is dramatic, but the drivers were a little too far behind for the Mercedes to make an impact on his championship.
I mean, he did leave it until very late to take any sort of risk, Rahul. And then he just tried to overtake Sumer round the outside of a very slow chicane. But in either case, Sumer is going to round up the final corner and he's going to take the checkered flag.
Great win for him there, Sumer. And doing a little burnout as Ethan makes the move on I am Rahul and moves up to P2. Rahul is the season 12 champion. Suraj in P4. It just wasn't his day in the end. Baz is gonna finish P5 ahead of Nobleguard, who's had a spin, a flourish to the finish there for the Red Bull driver. Vifix is gonna finish P6 and gonna crash into the other Red Bull, and so is the Ferrari of Sid Venkatesh. But what a finish, Madhav. That was rather.
The Ferrari and the Williams are glitching on my screen.
Yeah, I've just
but congratulations to Rahul. I don't know how he lost that position to Ethan. I completely missed that.
I didn't capture that either. Yeah, I didn't capture that either. That was a lot more going on at track as well.
Yeah, just spectate VFix right now. It's a sight to watch.
Is the Ferrari gonna hit him? Oh, the Ferrari is gonna hit him. What a quality product we have here. Thank you, Codemasters. Thank you, EA. Very much appreciate everything. I think Caesar is gonna follow suit as well. Let's have a look. He's gonna have two cars to navigate. Is he going to wait for Sonic Hawk? I think he's just gonna give us some tasty donuts here, Caesar. As a thank you for the season we've had, and taking his time. He may not finish in the points if he keeps this up. I think he's gonna cross the line, and somehow the car will find a way to hit the Ferrari, or will it? I don't think it will. Let's have a look at Sonic, who is also having a nice flourish to the finish. I would like if Sonic finished the race in reverse. That would be really fun. Let's see if he
Sonic is a bit way off from the start, and Abdul has left the session as well.
He's tired.
So he's done.
That's Abdul. That's Abdul right there. I think he went through the picture. And here there you go. Sumer has crossed the line again. There you go. That is, I think, a fantastic. Look at this car park, Malam. Look at this car park just ahead of Sonic Hawk.
I think what they can do is, if they're all of them, that's Sonic finally getting over the line. But congratulations to Rahul. What a strong season, deserved winner in my opinion. And commiserations to Suraj and Nubshan, who gave Rahul a run for his money until the last race. And yeah, Sumer with his trademark reserve appearances, just showing up casually and getting up on the top step at least a couple of times, maybe more, I want to say. But definitely at least 2 wins for Sumer. And Ethan in P2 as well. What a strong showing from
I
him.
think all of that result for Haas also seals their fate in the constructors. I think the
Constructors
same
as well,
goes for
yes.
Vic and the V card as well. So positions stay as they are in the constructors and such. And there you go. Sumer from pole wins the race, followed by Ethan, who had a great recovery at the end there. Rahul in P3, that is your champion there. Suraj in P4, it just wasn't his day in the end. Baz in P5, Vifix in P6, unorthodox strategy called by him there, but he made it work in the end. 8 points for him. Noble Gata in P7, Falcon in P8, a rather quiet race for him. Deadly Mosquito in P9, Caesar in P10. Sonic Hawk is P11, Abdul is P12, a lap down. So is Venkatesh, Nubshan, Vintage Player Shooter, and Flex Killer did not finish the race. Oh, that was just in time. So,
Yeah, nicely timed, Chips.
I didn't intend to do so, but I'm grateful for it. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to all our drivers, all our viewers, everybody who's taken part in this season. And we have one final podium interview to go. So I think let's invite the top three to the party. That would be I am Rahul. I can't find him. I don't think he wants to talk to us right now, maybe. So I've invited Sumer and Ethan. If you can you find Rahul? I don't see him online.
Well, he's busy on the Discord. Let me just tag him and ask him to join if he can.
I think we would actually invite all three of them, Suraj and Nubshan as well, just to hear from them. Interested to get their opinions as well. But I think let's first speak with Ethan and Sumer until we wait for Rahul. Do we wait for Rahul? Do we just? I think we can.
Yeah. I mean, we can start with Ethan or Sumer.
All right. I think we'll start with Ethan. Oh, there you go. I think Ethan's here. He's just joined. We'll start with him. He's P2. Ethan, hi. Are you here?
Yes, Chips, hi.
Hey, Ethan. Ethan, it's P2 for you in the end. How was your race? Was that decision to stay out a few extra laps a hindrance to you in the end? And just walk us through that last corner move on Rahul as well.
Do you want me to go ahead or with Rahul?
Go ahead. I don't think Rahul's joining right now.
Yeah, fair enough. So quali was good. Expected to be P1 because the lap was there. Lost 2 tenths in the last sector just with the tires overheating and me trying to get on the gas as soon as possible. So P2, not bad. The first stint was pretty good. We were trading positions with Sumer and I was just trying to keep my tires in check, so that I don't suffer with the rear because the rears were extremely bad at the end of the stint. And I was trying to conserve the tires as much as possible. I made the decision to stay out one more lap just to see what happens, but I ended up spinning in sector 3. I spun out in sector 3 and I think I lost 4 seconds over myself. So that was kind of racing for me in terms of a win. And then I think I had a battle with 7, just trading positions, and I tried to go for the fastest lap as well, so I had to go none sometime. And that last lap, I think Rahul had a moment with Sumer. Honestly, if Rahul had spun out, I would have been ahead if I weren't conserving ERS, but I was behind him. And I was like, might as well send it on the last corner, there's nothing to lose. So yeah, in the end, P2, pretty happy with how it went.
Very for you, and I want to say style points for you for that fit entry. So I think you can be happy with the way you saved it there. In any case, well done. Maluk, any questions for Ethan?
Yeah, Ethan, just amazing race. I wanted to compliment you on your pit entry as well. That looked very good and very neat. So well done. But just I missed some part of your interview. If you didn't already, just talk us through what happened on the last lap because we didn't really manage to catch it. Uh,
So the last lap, I wasn't expecting much. Sumer, Rahul were like 4 seconds up the road, and I was trying to go for fastest lap, but I already saw that Caesar had already bit for soft, so I knew that was done for the day. And I saw Rahul spun, so I was like, might as well send it. What do I have to lose? Um, Seven was 2.5 seconds behind me, and I think Rahul was just struggling with the tires in general, sector 3. And I decided to send it in the last corner, kept it clean, with no space, and made the move work. Yeah, that's all.
okay, all right, and congratulations. Great end to the season, and we hope that you race with us more often in the next season. Should Caesar allow you guys to.
Definitely. Also, GG's to Rahul and Suman on the podium.
Congrats, Ethan. Thanks once again. Now we move on to our race winner, not Sumer. Are you there, Sumer?
Yep.
Hey, Sumer, hi. If you could just increase your mic volume a little bit, I think that would be ideal.
Is it fine now?
Very audible. I think this should be okay. So, Sumer, T1 race win. But it wasn't, I believe, I won't say it was easy for you. You had some really good battles all throughout the race. How was it in that?
So I'll start from qualifying. Qualifying was pretty average. The setup wasn't working for me. I think if you all were on board with me, you all could see how much I was fighting the car because I hadn't practiced at all. I just copy pasted redstone setup from time trial and I just went with it. So clearly it didn't work for me. But pace was there somehow. Like it was oversteery the setup, but it had pace in it. The race, I thought it would be a battle between me, Ethan, Rahul, but I don't know what happened to Ethan after the pit stop phase. And then after that, it was just me and Rahul going back and forth, exchanging laps with DRS. And I don't know what happened on the last lap. From my perspective, I think I left enough space on that corner. I don't know if he spun out because of me or because of the curb. I don't know, but it was a good drive by him, like top-notch driver definitely. And yeah, it was a fun race, intense definitely. And yeah, congratulations to him for winning the championship. And that was a good move by Ethan though in the final corner. So congrats to him for the podium as well. So that's about it.
Indeed, I think we can be very happy with tonight's event. It was a nice drive by you. Yes, that's about it. Malav, anything you would like to ask him?
No questions as such, so man. But yeah, awesome drive, and you got to kind of drop this habit of just showing up and getting that occasional race win. That is something that's becoming a trademark now. But yeah, it was lovely watching you guys battle it out tonight, and we hope that you actually get to race more and do ask Caesar for those last minute seats if they're available, so you can watch more of these masterclasses.
Is Rahul joining, Malav?
I think he's already here.
Is he?
Yeah, guys, I'm
Oh,
here.
hi. Hey, I didn't notice that. Hey, Rahul.
Hey, guys.
Rahul, how do the words Season 12 IRL Champion sound to you?
Yeah, sounds good. Not gonna lie. Didn't expect this coming into the season, but because throughout the season, if Suraj was just there every race, we would practice, and sometimes I would just think, where is he getting this pace from? He would be like 6, 7 tenths ahead of me in practice, in qualies. But yeah, in races, somehow, in actual weekends, somehow things came together for me, and was able to put together good weekends. I wasn't as consistent as them. I agree, Nupshan and Suraj were way more consistent than me. But I think those one of very good weekends for me were the one for me. So yeah, I'll take it. Sounds good. Not gonna lie.
Yes, you can be very proud of it. Your name is now there in the Hall of Fame as a constructors and as a drivers champion. But I think we would like to talk to you about the race. How was the battling, and of course, what happened on the last lap there?
The race was fine, honestly. The pace was there. I was initially I didn't want to get involved with Ethan and Sumay. I just didn't want to take risks because Suraj was right behind me. Any spin, wing damage, anything, he can just run away with it. So I took no risks. They were continuously swapping. I just sat back, let them do their thing, and I always had in mind that I would do an undercut. So I was surprised nobody else did it. I went for it on lap 12, and somehow when I came out, I think Sume would have caught up anyway, but when I came out, VFX was behind me, and because of that, Sume was in his DRS, and then it was kind of a DRS train, and then he could overtake him and then get back in my DRS. But yeah, on the last lap, I was in DRS for the last 5 laps, just chilling. And I don't know, the chicane is very awkward actually. I did make contact with him, but yeah, I'll have to look at the footage again to see what exactly happened.
Indeed, but I think in any case, you did give us some nice racing action, wheel to wheel action. Thanks for that very much. And yeah, well done. Malu, would you like to ask anything to our champion?
Yes, Rahul, first of all, congratulations. Very well deserved. And
Thank
what
you,
a
Malu.
fantastic season. And I think, at least in the last few races, it was pretty evident that you were most likely to come out on top out of this three-way title fight. But just wanted to understand what was the communication between you and Suraj. Was there any agreement of sorts? Because you and him have been, while you have been pretty evenly matched on pace, but we haven't really seen the two of you fight against each other. This time it was obviously you versus him because the constructors was won in the prior race. So while we didn't see any, dive bombs, I think that was just once where Suraj tried to make a move and then you kind of shut that door pretty convincingly. But what was the pre-race, if you can share, communication like between the two of you?
It's interesting actually because throughout the season we've been on party together and we coordinate, we work together every single race. From the last two or three races, I think we've decided that we would fight each other, and basically for I think till the last race actually, we decided that whoever was ahead would get to decide what they would do, how they would pit, and everything. But on this particular race, we weren't even on party together. We both did our own races. I didn't know what he was going to do. He didn't know what I was going to do. So yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go for a dive bomb. Well, not a dive bomb, but for a move at least, because I was expecting him to be a little more aggressive. But yeah, that only one try that he did. Other than that, it was smooth sailing.
Yeah, it felt like there was a difference in setups as well. Chipson, I noticed you had more straight line speed. He had more confidence and grip around the corners. So it felt a bit like this, at least from a commentator's point of view. And the three of you were, at least in the first stint, were gaining quite a bit on him, pulling away rather on the straights.
I have no idea actually what his setup was, but yeah, I guess I might have low on force, and he was gaining a lot in the corners, yes, pressurizing me a lot. But again, that's the thing, he didn't go for a move, which I was expecting him to, so yeah.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it was almost real life like watching the two Mercedes battle it out against each other. I don't think last time we saw that was way back in 2016. But for the title, while obviously keeping other teams at bay as far as constructors concerned. So very strong season, Rahul. And yeah, I think you can be really proud when you look back at some of the races. I think especially Spa comes to my mind. You were starting way behind back, and that was a mega drive, and you almost always looked in control whenever you were in race winning or at least podium position. So very well done.
Thank you, Malav. Thank you.
Yeah, Chips,
I think we can
we are through.
call time on it here. All right. So Once again, massive congrats to you, Rahul, and congrats once again, Suraj and Nupshan. That was a very valiant effort right until the last round there. But the championship is obviously won by one, and that is you and Rahul. Well done. Thanks to all the drivers who took part in this season. Thanks to all the commentators as well, apart from myself, who were there in the comment box throughout. Thanks to the stewards, Caesar and Charles as well, and to you as well, Malav and Nova, the stewards. Thank you to everyone else who's made the season what it was, and we shall be back with season 13 soon. No tentative date at this point in time. But we'd like to thank you for one last time this season. Thank you. Take care. Good night and bye-bye.